Hey, Dominic, the CX guy here. Nice to see you again. Quick intro about myself. Dominic, Zendesk consultant, 8 years of experience, 2 years Zendesk partner, and I've recently finished a subcontracting agreement with Zendesk where I helped them with the recent surge in projects. And I'm here to share some of that knowledge. So today I'm going to be talking about views. And for those of you who are not familiar with views, views are a way to streamline your workload or your backlog of tickets or support requests so that your agents are always in the loop with what they need to be working on. There's not necessarily like the one solution fits all for the views, or the queues, as some of you are used to calling them. So I'm going to walk you through some of the best practices and a solution that I've implemented on a number of clients, which makes sense. And if you think about it, it will make sense to you too. Or maybe if you have any ideas, please go ahead and comment if you have a different approach, or if you want to see some special content, that's also great. And please go ahead. So as per usual, I'm going to be sharing my screen and I'm going to be walking you through how to best set this example. So right now, I am going to be setting up a very simplistic less is more type of approach. So less is more, meaning that I don't want to have a large number of views. Rather, I want to have a simplified number of views so that everything is simple and agents are quick to find what they're working on and what they should be working on. So in this case, I have created for myself 3 views. If you are familiar with Zendesk, you'll know that the maximum that you can fit into your screen are 14, right? So if you eliminate the suspended tickets and deleted tickets that are available only to admins, then you get left with 12, right? So as a general rule, I like to walk you through, for example, how to set up your system in order to get this simpler result. I've set this up for a company that had 500 plus agents and 100 plus groups. So around, 97 groups to be more exact. So because they divided their team into one team leader and the team leader has 5 people working under them. So they created a structure where a team leader would have the 5 people under them. And they did this for multiple countries. The reason why they had this higher number was because they're active in over 20 countries. So they needed to create like a billing department, a register department, a sales department, etc. With this in mind of every region having its own structure, right? So this billing, registration, sales type of approach, and a few more others, but I'm not going to bore you with that. So the general rule is if you have a high number of groups, then you can have a small number of views, right? Because if you limit agents to only see the tickets that have been assigned to their group, then you don't need to necessarily create like too many views, because depending on this example that I'm going to show you in here, depending on that, you only need to have like the tickets that the agents are supposed to be working on that are assigned to them directly, tickets that are unassigned within the groups that they are members of, and also the unsolved tickets in your group. So you can have a global view as an agent inside the groups to help your team out. Something else that I wanted to share was, as a general rule, first rule was more groups, less views. If you have more broader groups, then you have more specific particular views, right? So you have to think about what you want. You want to keep like broader groups where, for example, you have a billing group, sales group, etc. And then you have to have, for example, a view for each of them, and then maybe separate for the country that they are a part of. So is it the billing, for example, billing department for Spain, billing department for France, billing department for Germany, England, etc. I don't necessarily recommend it. It's a little bit of a hassle to maintain more views, right? So having a solid structure of creating departments that are relevant for your business from the very start, even if it means creating a little bit more of them. But then you have this oversimplistic approach of having 3 views. So I'm going to walk you through an agent experience of, for example, when they log into their working environment. So I come in, I'm an agent right now, and I come into the system early morning and I see the tickets that are assigned to me. So my tickets, I go through them, I reply to them, I put them on pending, I'm waiting for a reply from the customer. Then if I finish my my task list, because I'm very diligent, I go to unassigned tickets, and I'm going to help either assigning tickets to myself or assigning to my team, depending. For example, if I am a team leader, I may be the only one that has access to this, while, for example, everyone else has access to only their tickets, potentially. Because if I have a team leader that is diligent and always routes tickets and assigns tickets within the team, then I don't need to worry about it. But let's assume that I have access to the whole bucket. I help my team, I assign it to myself or assign it to my team members. And then if I'm done with this, I can also go in and help my teams out and help them with the unsolved tickets in my groups, right? So unsolved tickets in my groups are a way for me to help the team out if I have enough time in my day to do so. Now, very important to notice is that in theory, I don't need to have access to any other views except these. I'm able to see the tickets that I'm working on. I'm able to see the tickets unassigned, and then I can help my my different teams if I have enough time, if I'm proficient enough. What I want to point out here is, for example, in the settings of how you set these views, they require a global approach. So use current user and current user group, right? Current user is the agent that is logged into the system right now, looking at the ticket, and current users group is the group that the user is a member of. If the agent is a member of, let's say, multiple groups, then they will be able to see those tickets in here. So let's go through the settings of these views one by one. So I'm going to go to my tickets. I'm going to go to edit. Okay, so who has access to this? Any agent, right? I want this to be available to any agents because my agents have access to only the tickets that they are a member of a group. Sorry. They are only able to see the tickets that are assigned to their group only. That's it. Or groups, right? I may be able to be part of multiple groups, not just one. So then the conditions that I'm meeting here, status is less than solved, right? So anything above solved, which is on hold, pending, open, and new. And then the assignee is current user. So that global type of feature, which is current user, which means if I'm logged in, I see the tickets that are assigned to me. If somebody else is assigned, when somebody else is assigned, they see the tickets assigned to themselves. So current user. Then the formatting options that I see, right? So the subject of my request, who is the requester, next SLA reach, which is very important if I work with SLAs, so service level agreements. When the request was created, so request date, ticket type, if it's a question, if it's an incident, if it's a problem, if it's a task, ticket priority. And obviously I can add in here in a column, I can add, for example, type of request, type of inquiry, actually, type of inquiry, for example. And because I want to see, for example, what is this? Is a sales request, billing request, feature request, etc. And then I can group these by status, or I can also order them by, for example, next SLA reach. I consider this very important. I'm going to save this. Let's go and see the unassigned tickets as well. Unassigned tickets, again, all agents have access to it because my limitation is at the group level. Agents are only able to see tickets within the groups that they're members of. Assignee is blank, status is less than solved. So again, I can filter out requests based on if the tickets are not assigned yet. Formatting options, however I see fit. I'm not going to save it. Now I want to show you the other global feature that I mentioned. Again, so unsolved tickets in my groups, again, who has access, any agent, and then status less than solved, and group is current users group or groups, right? So if I'm a member of multiple groups, then I am able to see the tickets of those groups that I'm a member of. So yeah, and then again, formatting options, however I want. And yeah, that's it. I hope this made sense. Very quick recap. The more granular your groups are, the less views you need, and the broader your groups are, the more granular views you need, right? Views or queues, right? So it's up to you how you want this to be structured. Another very important thing to remember is you need to use the global features current user and current users groups. And yeah, that's about it. I hope this was helpful. It was very helpful for me. So if you have any special requests, if you want to see some special content, please go ahead and comment below. I'd be happy to help. So until next time, bye.